Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about our struggle as modern humans. So back in our hunter-gatherer days, right, survival was the most imminent, the most important thing that humans had to work to sustain. They had to sustain their survival, right? You'd wake up, and first thing is you go look for food, or you go try to kill a tiger or a saber-tooth, or you try to gather fruit or fight off other tribes trying to steal your stuff, or building a hut, starting a fire. So as humans in the past, they didn't really suffer with like depression or meaninglessness, or I'm not saying all of them didn't, but I would say the grand majority of the humans in past times were not struggling with depression, anxiety, meaninglessness, nihilism, all the mental bullshit that we deal with today. And so there's a saying in Fight Club, right? I think it's at the beginning, but basically Brad Pitt is in he's with all the men, and he's speaking to them, and one of the things he says is this. I'm going to read it. It's a quote. He says, "We're the middle children of history, man. No purpose or place. We have no great war, no great depression. Our great war is a spiritual war. Our great depression is our lives." We've all been raised on television to believe that one day we'd all be millionaires and movie gods and rock stars, but we won't. And we're slowly learning that fact, and we're very, very pissed off. So, yeah, I mean, modern men, like, our struggle isn't really, even in the Bible, it alludes to this. I forget what verse. I mean, I can butcher it. It's like, our battle isn't against, flesh and blood humans or bombs and bullets. It's against principalities, evil forces in the spiritual realm, right? Something along those lines. I know I butchered the shit out of it, but whatever. So like our struggle isn't really like we're not. Here's the thing. The biggest thing I think men struggle with is like no one gives a fuck if you're a degenerate, right? Because think about it. I know a lot of tribes in the past, cross-culturally have had rites of passages. And basically rites of passages are basically if you can't, the men would go in the hut, steal the kid once he was getting, reaching puberty, once he's like 13, 14, whatever. They would take the kid, right? And they would strip him away from his mother. He's, crying, and she's devastated, whatever. And they would basically have the kid either perform some sort of like obstacle or challenge, like go kill this tiger, go kill this other man, or go fast for 7 days, or do something like extremely difficult, right? And basically, if they failed, they died. They would kill them. Because men in the past had no room for other useless men. You had to be valuable to the tribe, or you were exiled, you were murdered, because they didn't have time for weak men. But now, obviously, in our society, our modern lives, you can be a degenerate until you die, and no one will care. No one gives a shit. So I think the biggest thing as men we have to realize is that no one's coming to save you, meaning you have to wake up and want to improve every day. No one's like, here's the thing. I remember like my dad used to wake me up to like go to school, because I had to go to school, right? And at like 6 a.m, he'd wake me up, I'd be tired, whatever. And he was sort of like accountable for when I would wake up, and I got used to that. But once you like move out, or once you like start improving yourself, going to the gym, like learning or facing challenges, nobody's beating you with a bat saying, hey, go do this. It's all up to you. right? And that's like the thing I believe is very troublesome for modern men, because there's really no accountability. There's no, like, nobody's telling you have to improve, you have to get better in whatever area. But yeah, like that's our struggle as men. And like I said, obviously we take survival for granted. So we have available amenities like grocery stores, we have sheltered homes, we have electricity, things of this nature, which basically takes care of our survival needs, right? And that's a good thing to some extent. But what we miss out on is meaning, because now, well, if we have everything provided for us, there's nothing else to really like strive for or go after. But you know, what we struggle with now as men is temptation. It's a spiritual battle nowadays, right? You know, we struggle with, avoiding things like pornography or smoking weed or hanging around bad people or laziness. Things of this nature are what make men strong nowadays, right? So we don't really have, our problem isn't survival, and that's why I think a lot of men nowadays feel like life is meaningless, because everything's already taken care of for them, and no one is telling them, no one's being accountable for them. No one's telling them, hey, go do a 7-day fast. Hey, go improve your life. Hey, go talk to that girl. Hey, do this. And it's like there's no guidance. There's no rites of passage. No religion. That's another thing. And a lot of men feel like life is meaningless. But like I said, our great war is a spiritual war nowadays. How do we fight temptation? How do we overcome laziness? How do we overcome depression? These are the types of things we're dealing with. And the men who learn how to do that are the men who other men look up to, right? So yeah, I mean, like I said, the modern way of living is cool. Like we take it for granted, all the amenities we have, and like I said, food, electricity, shelter. We take all of that for granted, and to an extent, it's good, but it removes us from survival. It removes us from like achieving a goal. Waking up and having to like face challenges. That's another thing. Like, we have to deliberately set challenges for ourselves. If we don't deliberately like get on our own ass about setting challenges for ourselves, then we're just gonna coast along. And that, when you coast, don't expect life to be very pleasant, right? You're going to live with regret, nihilism, cynicism. You're gonna be, just pissed off. Think of a lot of internet trolls, man. These people are so disconnected from reality. They are so disarrayed by life that, they have nothing better to do but troll people. And that's what happens when, like, we don't set challenges for ourselves, right? So I'm not saying like we need to like destroy everything and we just need to go back to like survival days. No, I mean, there's, I think disease was even like way more prevalent, obviously, right? Because now we have medicine and whatnot, but we still, the trouble with where we are now is we don't have anything that's like challenging us. So we have to deliberately challenge ourselves, whether that's through fasting, whether that's through, learning like a martial art, learning firearms training, learning anything, learning a new language, like cutting out pornography, doing public speaking, like just shit that's like challenging. And I'm obviously not perfect either. I'm working on these things as well. But we have to challenge ourselves, because if we don't, like I said, there's no need for us to be hunter-gatherers. There's no need for us to go out and do things like that. So if we're not challenging ourselves, we're going to pay the price. And the price is, like I said, throughout the video: depression, nihilism, anxiety, feeling of like meaninglessness, and life just sucks at that level. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe. If you have any questions, comments, feel free to leave them down below. And as always, I hope you guys have a good one. Peace.